goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Yo, fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like the things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low? Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Dropping bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. Got to go. To the people that moving slow, just moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they work. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it out, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like in '94 when I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh, yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip.
All right, everybody. How we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? We got Artistic Layman with us. How's it
Hello,
going, dude?
Beckel. Hello, Beckel. Are you enjoying the surrender?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, I guess the war's over, which is weird because I thought we already won it like 14 times, but I guess now, I don't know. all like the hardcore manga guys that are left are like, I bet you feel stupid now that the straight's open again. I'm like, it was open before all this. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm so glad that this, at least apparently, hasn't gone as badly as it might have. Fan-fucking-tastic. Trump just pissed on the rug, and I'm supposed to pat him on the head because he also didn't shit on it.
Well, to be fair, he's being a lot more efficient than our last war.
Yeah, at least it didn't last 20 years, I guess. Maybe. And it looks like Israel's kind of getting fucked in the deal. So was this all just maybe it was 4D chess, Luke?
Yeah, I'm for. I'm here for it.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh Lordy. So how was your Easter, Luke?
Well, it was nice and refreshing. It's my church had like a little Easter egg hunt for the kiddies. Although some of the eggs were hidden in very unfair places.
That's fun.
How about your Easter?
Well, I had to accompany my dad. He had to take his dog up to the emergency vet on Easter Sunday. The dog had issues. He basically had a stomach blockage that had been he was hoping he could take him Monday to the actual vet, but he ended up taking the emergency vet, and they ended up doing all they could for him, but we lost him finally on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So that wasn't exactly a fun Easter.
Nah.
But he had a good life. I mean, they're dogs. You do lose them. I mean, we're like vampires to them, Luke. Like they lived their whole life, and we've only aged a little bit. Like just
yeah. I prefer the analogy to elves, like you used to say. Like
we're like elves. We're like the elves in like classic like Tolkien style fantasy. Like you get an elven girlfriend, and it's like you live your whole life, and she looks like maybe a couple years older.
Yeah, or Loki's observation in Thor, like we live when Odin says we live, we get old, we get die, and it looks like give or take a few 100,000 years.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that kind of sucked. It's weird too. It's you keep being downstairs because he was normally downstairs and all. It's so quiet. I don't even know if quiet's the word because he wasn't always loud. You know what I mean? But it's like you just feel like the lack of life in the room. You know what I mean? Like even if he was just quietly sleeping in the corner, you could feel it. Well, as my favorite preacher, Steve Brown, always said, if you don't believe in doggy heaven, you can take your erroneous theology elsewhere. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that. In fact, there's a line in Deep Space Nine where like the one Klingon general is at Quark's bar and there's like two kids crying. And he's like, "Why are you sad, boy?" And he's like, "He's sad because his dog died." And he leans in and he's all like, "Then you must live an honorable life. So you will go to Storvok or whatever, stovetop stuffing, whatever the fuck the Klingon heaven is." And he goes, "So you will see him again." And he goes, "Are dogs in Klingon heaven?" And he goes, "There are more of them there than there are of us." So yeah, I basically, it's one of those things now because I'm getting older, Luke. I'm 43, so my tolerance for horse shit is thinning. Thankfully my hair is not thinning, but my tolerance for horse shit is thinning.
Yeah, my tolerance went out a bit ago, and I'm not quite at your age yet.
So like I've reached a point where it's like if there's like a preacher and he's like, "Yeah, animals don't have souls," I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm going to turn you off now. I'm going to not waste my time with you anymore." Like, just no, we're not doing this anymore. I'm rapidly reaching that with the fucking Christian Zionism horse shit. I'm rapidly at where it's like the Bible says give missiles to Israel, and I'm like, all right, I'm reaching a point where now if I like went to a new church and they said that, I would loudly like get up out of my seat, like scratching it across the floor as I pulled away and go quietly walk away without saying a word. Like, nah, we're done here. Enough. Yeah, we're not doing that. Was that Sam Hyde bit? We're not doing that. You're getting called a slur. Like, that's just about where I am with that. Like, nah, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Because you know what? Sometimes I think that evangelicals are like at their core the same temperament as atheists. Like it really feels like this real literalism, spiritual autism with them, where like they both think God is an old man in the clouds. It's just one half of them reject it because it's silly, and the other half don't reject it because they don't want to put a banana up their ass, I guess. It really does feel like they're. That's sort of why, like, every time, like, if you pay attention to Christian media in this country, evangelical media in this country, when they host debates and all this other stuff, you would imagine that the only two worldviews or theological positions human beings ever came to is fedora atheism or evangelical Christianity.
Yeah,
You would imagine that based on what they say, as if those are the only two things, and as if no other religions ever formed in the history of mankind,
or even opinions of the same religion are formed at the same time.
No other types of Christianity.
It's almost like it's really weird when you get older and you realize about we do the history of the heresies and the difficulties of the church. Like, oh wait, this is not just something like, because I think you have this notion where people are, when you're born in, especially me, when you're born into the religion, there's only the religion and everything else is a heresy. And you're like, oh wait, I just conveniently was born into this. I didn't know the rest of the world yet.
Well, it's worse for me because I wasn't born into that. So I came to Christianity lately. So I have a lot of opinions that Christians don't fucking like. They don't want to hear it. All right.
No, you're on the outside looking in on this stuff.
Yeah, just a lot of it. Like, I mean, we've gone over this here, but like, I'm not a literal creationist. They don't like hearing that. They don't want to hear that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even like hardcore attached to it. I just think like, yeah, the evidence sure does seem to suggest the universe isn't 6,000 years old. Like, I don't know what to tell you there. It sure doesn't seem to point to that. I'm not all that pro-life. I never have been. I'm completely okay with people like voluntary euthanasia. Completely okay with that. You're dying a slow, painful death. You want to expedite that process. I don't think that that's something the state should step in on. Period. I don't think they should force it either way. By the way, I'm not like Canada where it's like, oh, you're sad, we'll get in the incinerator. Like, none of that either. It's just like, you know, God gave you your life, not the state. So if you're answering anybody about it, it's him. And like with abortion, I mean, I don't know, like, I just kind of like look at it like, oh, well, maybe when there's brain activity, I'll call it a person. And before that, I have a hard time calling it a person.
Yeah.
Again, it's not even a hard line stance. It's just like you're showing me a fucking egg that was fertilized 3 seconds ago, and you're saying this is a human being, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it, champ. Like, I don't know what to tell. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm wrong. God forgive me if I'm wrong. It's a good thing that's not what my salvation's based on. But it's an opinion I have because it's what seems to be true.
And worst of all, there's not a lot of scriptural support against you.
Yeah.
And
so, it doesn't make people happy when I say that.
And unfortunately, the problem with the BSers in the spiritual ranks, or anyone else in that matter, is that these people always have this kind of religious framework to always fall back on. And this is also true for the leftists, because even though their positions are completely factually false, they can always fall back onto their own religious circle and comfort zone. And this is also true for the Christian Zionist people.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of people that they're in a hug box and they don't have arguments. They have bumper sticker slogans. And the more emotional people are about an issue, the more that's gonna be the case.
Oh, and the more people they have around them that reinforce that, the more it's gonna be the case.
Yeah, nobody in Christian circles even remotely questions abortion, like their stance on abortion. Very few people in conservative Protestant circles, although this is increasing, will question their stance on Israel. So for most of them, it's not something they've had to think about. and again, you could say I'm right or wrong on any of these issues, fine, but it's just the position I have because it just seems evidently true. I don't take positions because they're popular. I take positions I think are true. That doesn't always make me very popular. I could pick a lane and regurgitate it and maybe have had a more successful show, but I don't want to do that.
Mm.
Chad says Christians are particularly resistant to finding obvious bad actors because they think anyone who points it out is a fedora. Yeah, Tucker had a really good interview with this one guy, I think just yesterday, maybe the day before, and they were going into a lot of evangelical leadership, like Franklin Graham, for example, and how he has this big fucking compound in Alaska, because he's, I guess, preparing for the end of the world or some shit because these guys are all insane. But like a good example of this, they all scam off these fucking charities and ministries and shit. He has this compound in Alaska that's literally only accessible via small runway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had this, I can't remember the make or model, but he had this really, really fancy, expensive fucking SUV literally barged in like it's the fucking Oregon Trail, Luke. In fucking Alaska, where everything rusts to like every vehicle rusts to shit in like 3 years. It disintegrates. So why would you have a nice one there? And it's literally the only purpose he has it on his fucking property is to drive him a half mile to the fucking runway. Because it's the only thing he can drive to and from. Now, you'd think you'd have like a golf cart or, heaven forbid, walk your fat ass to and from. But no. And yeah, this is skimmed off of fucking... We covered on stream one time when we were covering the James McDonald thing. Do you remember when we went through like his fucking... just his salary alone? And we broke it down to like how much he's making per week? And it was something like nearly 10 grand per week or some ridiculous shit like that. Like just after taxes. And we were assuming the tax man is really fucking him in the ass. Like... this is ridiculous. And these people want to look at struggling Americans and be like, you need to tithe more.
Oh, yeah. But the prosperity preachers, they're the absolute worst. Like what's his name? The Kent Copeland guys. Like when the COVID lockdowns were going on, he looked in the camera and said, whatever you do right now, don't you dare stop tithing. Like, what the heck, dude?
And then it's like, if they either give you this message where it's like, you need to tithe, because then if you tithe the specific magical amount, God will bless you with $1 million.
Oh, there's a word. There's actually a word for this. It's like sowing. I think it's like sowing your something more specific, but it's like sowing your seed. The logic being, if you sacrifice to the collective more, you'll get more in the long term. Which is And
look, God does promise to generally bless you as just a general rule when you tithe, but He never says financially. I mean, He might, sure, and we're all selfish, stupid humans, and would probably prefer that, but He never said that specifically. He never said if I fucking dump my checking account into the church, I get to win the Powerball that weekend. He didn't tell me that specifically, Luke. If he did, I would do it. I mean, that sounds like a great deal, but he didn't tell me that specifically. So there's either that element or there's like the idolizing poverty thing where it's like making again, you're struggling lower class fucking Christian, and Jack Hibbs wants to make you feel bad because you have you actually pay for cable or a fucking Netflix subscription. You could be giving that money to Jack Hibbs.
Oh, yeah, and communists do the exact same thing. Like Ayn Rand actually had this observation where they point out, she said, like communists believe that one shoe factory could fund the entire world and only capitalism did prevent it from doing so. And then when they realize it, they start arguing that it's superior to go barefoot.
Yeah. Again, it's like, well, I mean, you could be given to Jack Hibbs so he could fight the culture war. Instead, you're out there just doing whatever it is. You bought a new fucking Mario game for your Nintendo. You went to go see the Mario movie. That's $20 you could have given to the ministries.
Oh, your ministry?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Again, I mean, let's you know what? Real quick, Jack Hibbs. Since we're picking on him, he's a fucking shithead. Let's look up his net worth. I seem to remember looking it up before, and it's not super pricey. It's not super rich, but he's rich. Jack Hibbs net worth. Let's take a look. Okay, so as of last year, he's estimated to be worth between $2 and $5 million. Now, by the standards of mega church pastors, oh, he's a pauper.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about you, Luke, but I ain't got a $2 million.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe one of you in the chat has it and you'd like to super chat to me, and I will certainly not say no. Streamlabs.com/thebekloff. But as of right now, I don't have anywhere near that amount.
Yeah.
In fact, my poor old man just had his fucking about 2/3 of his fucking savings wiped out trying to save his dog's life.
Oh geez, 2 million. That's 30 times what I would have to make in a week. Just 30 times.
$2 million. If I had $5 million, his high estimate, if I had $5 million, and again, I know that's not liquid, but let's say, subtract his house and shit. Let's say liquid, he has $750,000 sitting in his fucking checking account. How dare you ask for anything?
I mean, I couldn't even spend $1 million if I wanted to. It's almost like how does anyone spend that much money without I'd probably buy 2 houses and then I could spend it fast enough.
I might get a nicer house than this one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Even that's a might. Have maybe 2 cars if I want to be extravagant, paid off. And then what? A bookshelves full of fucking big, comic book omnibuses. I guess they're kind of pricey. They're not, millionaire pricey, but they're kind of pricey. Then what do you need? What do you possibly need after that? Again, I'm not even criticizing you for having lots of money. That's great, good for you. But there's just something about doing it off the backs of either lying to people about God being a genie or guilt tripping them about not doing enough for the missions. Meanwhile, it's what do these people do? They jack off Benjamin Netanyahu on the radio or something. Remember Lee Strobel, Luke?
Oh yeah.
Remember the book The Case for Christ?
Yep.
He's rewritten that book 80 times. Look up his books and it's The Case for Christ, The Case for the Cross, The Case for the Bible, The Case for God. And it's just reshuffling the same shit. It's like the fucking Maddens of Christian books.
Well, it's kind of hard to make alterations to just facts. So, I mean, you can't really change the formula too much.
Just puts a different fucking football player on the cover of each one, and we're done. Call it. It's the Just Dance. It's just buy the rights to the new top 40 songs and call it an afternoon. Copy paste that shit right into your engine.
To be fair, the Christianity is a story that's been persisting for 2,000 years. You can't vary too much, but of course, Christianity is a lot more depth and diverse than a book about it. A secondary book about it.
I don't know. I kind of remember liking his first book, and then I think I read one other of his book, and it was this is just your first book. This is just you just changed the chapter orders or something. What are we doing?
Here we are. LeeStrobel.com. His new top book is Seeing the Supernatural, investigating angels, demons, mystical dreams, near-death encounters, and other mysteries of the unseen world.
I think I saw him on Tucker, and he was talking about this stuff and all. And he was he said, it's funny. It was this contradiction where he goes on about how well, the secular researchers don't want to believe in the supernatural, so they're closed-minded, so they ignore obvious evidence. And then Tucker goes on about ghosts, and he goes, "Yeah, well, ghosts aren't in the Bible, so I don't believe them." And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I think it's debatable as to whether or not ghosts are in the Bible, but we'll set that aside. I know evangelicals are nope, always 100% of the time you're in heaven or hell. No fucking negotiation there. Fine, whatever. But aren't you doing exactly what you criticize the other people are doing? Aren't you taking your preconceived worldview and shoving the data into it regardless of whether it fits? I thought that was bad, Lee. You said that was bad. You said people shouldn't do that.
Oh, here's a second book though. The Case for Heaven. A journalist investigates evidence for the life after death, and it has a quotation. It has a quotation for promotion. You know who it's from? Can you guess? Rick Warren, the pastor of a mega church.
Purposely written like,
Yeah, a pastor of a mega church and a attendee of the World Economic Forum. They're great.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's
just great. It's fantastic. Yeah, these guys who are actually trying to say that religion's going to be in the future and all the religions are going to be involved. Like, oh wow,
cool. You know, well, when I want to go to real sound theological preaching, I know I had to write to Rick Warren. Rick Warren, I hear him on the radio sometimes because he just happens to be on the radio right as I'm heading to work, when I'm heading to work. And it's not awful. It's not even like I disagree with him that much. It's more just like, this is just like a Tony Robbins talk that you like wrapped like Christianity around. Like, it really is just a whole bunch of like feel good horse shit that he's like positive thinking horse shit he shoved into a Christian mold. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have found a lot of value out of that book he wrote, but like, I don't know. I don't think he has quite enough material for an ongoing show every day. Chat's arguing a little bit about whether or not there's ghosts. Look, I don't know, man. That's kind of always my point. When like a lot of these guys go like hardcore and like, this is how this works. Like Tucker had some Catholic priests, and the Catholics are full of shit. We all know this, but going on about like how exactly demons work. And I'm like, bro, my dog understood my day job about as well as you understand demons and angels. Okay. Just to be clear.
Oh, speaking of which, I have it on good authority that a very prominent Protestant pastor was actually involved. Like, he actually would be involved in exorcisms, but he didn't tell anybody about it because he didn't want to sensationalize it.
And look, I'm not saying that exorcisms aren't real. I'm certainly not saying that demons aren't real and shit. It's just like, have a little fucking humility on those topics.
Yeah, but as to the topic of ghosts, as far as I know, there's only one book. There's only one story in the Bible that implies that there can be ghosts. But of course, that was a ghost of a person who passed away and probably went to heaven already. So it was where King Saul was trying to invoke the spirit of Samuel to figure out what to do next, and Samuel's like, "Oh, you totally messed up again."
I don't know. I tend to think most people pass away. The idea that a spirit could linger for whatever reason, I don't think is that far-fetched, even within a biblical framework. Yes, I know a lot of Christians argue that ghosts are often demons impersonating people. That is probably often the case. Maybe it's always the case, I don't know, but it's probably at least often the case. Sometimes I think some ghosts may be, again, a lot of it's horse shit, by the way, that people just made up or imagined, just to be clear. But some of it, I wonder if it's maybe not even an entity, but more like an echo. Like sometimes you'll just hear ghost stories where it's just you just see somebody doing a task they did in that spot over and over again, and they just don't seem to be aware of anyone or anything. And I sometimes wonder if that's not even a person, that's maybe some sort of spiritual echo. But again, I don't fucking know. You know, like that. I think that would do everyone a lot of good when you're talking about these sort of high theological, metaphysical issues. Like, I don't know. You know, I like to always joke that the Loch Ness Monster is the ghost of a dinosaur. Because why not? Why not? It doesn't affect anything for me to believe it, and it's kind of cool. So I'm going to believe it as a treat, I guess. I don't know.
Although realistically,
probably just a small whale that shoved his willy above the fucking above the water line, because they do that sometimes. That's probably what it was, Luke. Okay. But I don't know. It could have been the ghost of a dinosaur. It could have been. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I remember like one preacher one time he was going on about how um, like you've never encountered Satan. He said only demons because you're probably not that important. And he said, and Satan can't be in two places at once.
Ah,
And I said,
wait,
and I'm thinking to myself, are you sure?
wait, who said this?
Some preacher was like, Satan can't be in two places at once because he's not omnipresent like God. And I'm like, omnipresent means that you're everywhere. Two places, or even 3, 4, 5, or 6 places, is less than everywhere.
I mean, he's the head demon. I mean, from our perception, it wouldn't be hard for him to be in multiple places.
I don't know, Luke. I mean, there's members of the X-Men that can do it. So I feel like maybe the devil could. I don't know.
Or maybe the Satan is so impersonal that he has his minions do it for him.
Or here's a thought, Luke. Here's a thought. Imagine a 2-dimensional universe, right? Here I am as a 3-dimensional being, and I stick my 5 fingers in it. Now, those 2-dimensional beings, I just manifest it in 5 very distinct spots at once.
I wonder if they would complain that's too much of God's territory.
Oh my God, he's in 5 places at once. Boy, it's crazy. It's like I'm actually not. So maybe it's like that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's got like 9 fucking physical dimensions for all I know. I don't know. I really wish a lot more people would just approach these topics with some humility and a little bit of thought.
Humility, in a world where everything's politicized? Absolutely not, Beglo. Where's the controversy and the spite and the hatred?
You don't know that Satan's never bothered me. You don't know that. I mean, I kind of hope he hasn't, but I don't know. I'd rather he didn't. I'd prefer he leave me alone, but
yeah, although I can kind of see this playing itself out. Like even when Martin Luther, when he was given the chance to actually express humility to people who disagreed with him, he had no mercy.
Well, we tend to do that. I mean, I'm an asshole a lot of the time. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I've seen enough to know how little I know, I guess. You know, so I'm very wary of people that say God doesn't do that or wouldn't do that or the devil doesn't do that or wouldn't do that. I'm like, I don't know, man. I would maybe just be real reluctant to say that. But I think a lot of these people, they want things in a very neat little package. You know, like you're writing a TV show, you want the lore to be really consistent. Yeah. No continuity errors that can't be explained. You don't want any of that. Apparently Franklin Graham's thing was a new 2021 Ford Bronco. Top package. Yeah, I've never liked Franklin Graham. He's always struck me as kind of an idiot that coasts on his father's name.
Yeah,
I mean, he just has.
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, when it's Billy Graham, you can't really do. When you're the son of Billy Graham, you can't really deviate too far.
I get that, but I don't know. It just. I don't like how overtly political he is either.
Oh, jeez.
I really don't like that. Like Billy Graham wasn't Billy Graham never hid his politics, but he never seemed to wave them around.
Yeah, he wasn't like Hagee, where Hagee's religion is basically Israel at this point.
Oh yeah, Hagee's not even a Christian at this point. I don't believe he is. Like you can't go around to Hagee is a Talmudic Jew that has somehow wrapped it in Christianity. Hagee is literally like if all the people that hate Zionism created a caricature and brought it to life, using some use ironically enough Jewish magic to bring a golem to life, it would be fucking John Hagee screaming about Israel and blood moons, like he's fucking played Breath of the Wild too much. But just all of them, Franklin Graham just kind of strikes me as an idiot, and I don't like the overt politics stuff. I covered Alan Jackson on here one time when he was going on about immigrants and shit. And it's like, I'm not pro-immigrant by any stretch. I'd throw them all the fuck out. Look, if it were up to me, we'd just start sending back their heads. Like, I've had enough of it. I want them gone. And I feel like we only got to do that like maybe a dozen times, and the rest of them get the message and get the fuck out. So I'm harder line on immigration than Alan Jackson. And I still looked at that and I'm like, don't do that, bro. Don't stand there at the fucking pulpit and give me your political opinion. I don't want to hear it. It's inappropriate. I know. You want to dive into Bible verses about what it says? Like, yes, in the Bible, being ruled over by foreigners is literally a curse upon a nation. But yes, there's also verses that talk about being kind to the foreigner in your land. I would argue because the Bible is pretty well balanced in most of its teachings. But the point is, like, just tell me what it says. I don't want to hear your political opinions. I don't want to hear who you think I should vote for. None of that shit. Even if I agree with you, I don't want to hear it. I remember the 2000s. I remember the W years. I remember when churches were just arms of the RNC. I didn't like it then. I don't want to go back to it. I don't want churches that have their tongue up Trump's ass either. Like, no, don't do that. It doesn't lead to anywhere good.
Nope. Like that's the secular religion. Keep the spiritual religion in the church. Oh, let's see what Grok has for Franklin Graham. How they illustrate him.
He's a fucking buffoon. I remember the first time I saw him on like Alan Hannity and Combs, and I'm just like, what a fucking idiot. It's like I had seen Billy Graham preachings before that point. And I'm like, man, like you should have just gone into like used car salesman or something. Like you are not your father. It's fucking embarrassing. You should be quietly maybe teaching seminary in a fucking in a school somewhere. Teaching in a seminary. Like you should not be a public figure. And his whole fucking family, like I gotta like have his fucking granddaughter-in-law parade around. Like I should fucking care.
I'll say this: my mom was a big fan of Billy Graham, and I don't know what her position is on Franklin Graham right now, but I don't know. I mean, my boomer parents would probably not deviate too far. They'd probably think like, "Oh, that's quaint."
I don't know, man. I like Billy Graham. I mean, he was mostly retired by the time I was even a teenager, but I've watched a lot of his old stuff. It's you know, there's a lot of reasons to respect Billy Graham, but
oh yeah, you were the outsider. I was but in California when Billy Graham was doing through his last like America tour, my mom and dad made sure I was attending that week-long tour event.
Chat says I can never be a Christian because I can't believe all life has value. I have a hard time with that too. Don't get me wrong.
You work it out. Like it's the ideal. You work it out. You work it out between you and God.
It ain't easy to watch movie Bob shenanigans and be like, wow, that's a person made in the image of God, isn't it? I should respect his rights. That's not something that I immediately feel when movie Bob is talking.
Love your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do I have to, Lord? Do I have to?
Yeah, I just rather not, if that's okay. I keep looking for some way out of the whole don't forsake the gathering of the believers thing myself. I keep looking for a loophole on that, but I've got to. Can I just not go to church anymore? God, that'd be great. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't like getting up in the morning. I don't like half the people there. So if I could just not do it.
It's so hard.
And he's just like, nah, you got to do it. And I'm like, come on.
My biggest problem is I don't know half the people in the church because sometimes the churches are just too big and like everyone's too busy on Sunday. Like you go to church, you see them on Sunday, and then you almost never see them again, except for possibly the people you meet in Bible study.
Churches shouldn't be that big. This mega church model needs to come to an end. No, there shouldn't be a church where the pastor doesn't at least know the full name of everyone that regularly attends. Like, nah, this mega church culture's got to go.
Well, the sensible churches will have different elders, and the elders are in charge of each group of people inside. Although that might be stretching it a bit too much, since it's not the main pastor who knows you.
No, no. A pastor should be a shepherd of a flock. I don't think you should have a congregation more than like maybe 250 people at absolute most, and that's if you. No, that's it. That's like a ceiling. I don't want to hear it after that. Like, I don't want to see football stadiums worth of people for the like. Nah, this is not. It's not how we should be working. Chat saying like I'm pretty well that way too. I don't want to hear your political opinions. It's like, yeah, man. And if you absolutely do have to share it, just be like, look, this is just what I think. Other Christians disagree, that kind of thing. Like, have a little fucking humility. I don't know, man. At least the wars may be over, I guess. We got the Strait open after we fucked up and got it closed. I really don't think we did well in this. I don't think we looked well. I think we got a few dozen Americans killed. I think we fucked the economy a little bit of the world. I think just in my area alone, gas is $1.50 more expensive. I think Trump looked like a fucking moron, unhinged, screaming on Easter about fuck you, praise Allah on Easter morning. I don't know, Luke. I would rather not have my president screaming praise Allah on Easter morning. I don't think I'm being unreasonable with that. But like, I would just rather that not happen. Earlier this morning, it was like, oh, civilization will end today. And I'm like, wow, I'd be really upset and scared if I didn't know you were talking out of your ass, Donald. And since I do know that you're talking out of your ass, and the whole basically the whole world knows you ain't gonna do shit, it's kind of just embarrassing. Like this has been at best embarrassing. Thankfully, I think it fucked Israel over a little bit, which is great because it's great.
So not a total loss.
Yeah, again, maybe that was the 5D chess plan all along. I don't know, man. It's depressing. It's like I wanted 3 things out of Trump. 3 promises that I wanted. I wanted the swamp drain. We didn't get that. We didn't get Hillary arrested. We got the fucking Epstein shit covered up. We didn't get our swamp drain, that's for sure. I wanted no new wars, and he mostly kept that promise until about a month ago. And I wanted the illegals gone, and he's about half-assed that. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get Vance, and he'll be better. I don't know. I don't know how the midterms will go either, because I'm not sure the Democrats can really capitalize on this that much. Because they're not really anti-Iran war. I mean, a lot of their base is, but they're not. Hillary Clinton was in an interview, was like, oh, Trump's finally acting like a president. Now that he's just doing war for no fucking reason. But it's like, every time he talks now, it sucks. Like every interview, every clip I see from Trump now, I'm like, you suck. Like it was just the other day, I saw some clip where it's like, I can't remember what he said exactly, and it really doesn't matter because he's unhinged, but it was something like, well, we can't have the government paying for daycare and healthcare because we're a big country and we have a lot of wars to do. Now, Luke, just to be clear, I don't really want the government, certainly not the federal government, paying for healthcare, and especially not daycare. But to tell struggling Americans that you can't have those things because we need to fight wars for a tiny little country of 9 million that does give their citizens those things is a little fucking infuriating.
Yeah.
We don't have money for that. We need more war. just screaming at me like he's Cobra fucking Commander. And I don't want to hear this.
Oh,
And again, I'm not even saying I want federal government fucking daycare. Heavens no, that they're just probably funnel them all into the new Epstein's Island, wherever that is. And trust me, there's a new one. We haven't heard of it yet, Luke, but there's a new one. They've set up a new one by now, where they're fisting kids and worshiping the devil. I guarantee it. Okay, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's not an island. Maybe it's on Franklin Graham's fucking Alaska compound for all I know. Wouldn't shock me. But it's somewhere. Okay, they've set it up. So trust me, I don't want the federal government to a daycare because I feel like that is just going to be a funnel. I feel like a lot of them kids are going missing. But again, to just look at struggling Americans and go, well, suck a dick. I have to just do war for no fucking reason.
Well, we could always incorporate the Minnesota and the California daycare fraud nonsense because that's probably the reason where most of our money is going.
Into those leering centers.
Oh yeah, and that's probably the one thing that has come out of this. Whereas JD Vance is now the head of the fraud department. Although calling him a fraud czar is probably not the best idea.
The fraud czar.
Because I get the point of it. Yeah, calling him a fraud czar is not going to help. It's going to cause some confusion.
I mean, the administration does do good stuff. I'm not sitting here with fuck Trump. Am I right? It's like, I don't know. I'm also not attached to his dick. So if I don't like what he's doing, I'm going to say it. You know?
What do you think you are, Democrats?
He's not my fucking boyfriend, Luke. I don't have to stand by my man. He's my president. And guess what? I'm an American. And it is my birthright as an American to be able to tell the president to eat shit. That is my sacred birthright. And I value it greatly.
Amen.
To look the president of the United States in the eyes and to grab my crotch and say, suck my dick. That is my sacred right as an American. That is my birthright. And I value it. And I want it passed on to all future generations until the end of time. So no, just because I voted for him 3 times doesn't mean that when he deserves it, I'm not going to look at him and say, suck my dick. You fucking old buffoon. That's another thing. Can we not have 80-year-olds running the country? Is that maybe a thing? I'm even okay with a couple of them in the House. But can we just not have our whole government be like fucking 80?
Well, the time is pressing on, which means the boomers are finally passing on, but they're still there, so
yeah, we're gonna get our Mountain Dew Halo gamer fucking millennial government advance.
Geez, can you our future presidents will be like, what's his name? What's his name?
I can't wait till the president's blasted fucking Eminem and Fred Durst in the fucking old office.
Oh no, we're gonna get the corporate versions of that. We're gonna get what's his name? The head
we'll get the sanitized radio edits.
Jeff Keighley, that's the guy. Jeff Keighley. We're getting Jeff Keighley's gonna run everything.
It's the Skyrim presidency.
And heaven forbid they don't learn a lesson and take after their boomer superiors. Although, I mean, the effects of the boomers are going to be probably in the Pentagon and the White and everywhere else for years still. I don't even know if we'll ever live to get past that. I don't know if we'll ever get past that point.
Look, we gotta, sometimes you let a garden overgrow in front of your house, and it's full of fucking poison oak and thistles and shit, and you got to rip all that shit out with a rake. And that's a shame because maybe there's a nice rose bush tangled up in there, but it's too bad. It's all got to go. And that's about where I am with the military industrial complex. Like, this all needs just raked out and thrown in the burn pile. Like, enough. Our founding fathers weren't even sure we should have a military for this very fucking reason. And I guarantee you, if they could see what the military is right now, the ones that thought we should would no longer think that.
Mm-hmm.
And they would also be like, why is that black woman speaking to me? But that's a different topic. But the point is, they would not be thrilled with what's going on in the military.
You ever seen Paul Giamatti's John Adams series?
I've seen bits of it. I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, like like near the end, like when John Adams is the president, he disbands the army, and Alexander Hamilton's faction wants to keep the army going because they think it'll be good for the election. And this has been going on for as early as that. Like the difference between having a permanent empire and like an actual constitutional republic has always been there, and it's never really gone away.
Our Third Amendment, and it doesn't get brought up much anymore, but our Third Amendment is basically you don't have to be nice to the troops. You know, it used to be that they could just come in your house and be like, I'm taking your bed, go get on the couch. You know what I mean? And we're like, no, we're not going to allow that anymore. But the spirit of it, even with particulars, was, and think about it, that's just the third one. It's literally like freedom of speech. And then the right to bear arms. You know, express yourself and defend yourself. The two most basic rights a human being could possibly have. And then the third one was you don't have to fucking kiss the soldiers' asses anymore. That's how much, like, they knew that the warrior class quickly becomes its own branch of government, quickly has its own fucking interests, quickly becomes a parasite.
Oh, geez. That reminds me again. Alexander Hamilton again, like his original theory for how the government should be is kind of like a constitutional monarchy of the descendants of the veterans of the Revolutionary War. Like,
yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. I'm glad we didn't go with that.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we didn't like him for like the only references to Alexander Hamilton in my history classes was a reference of he wanted to make a monarchy so nobody liked him, like, and now he's been turned to this pop sensation because of that musical.
Yeah, now he's black. Which I'm sure we can hook a generator up to his grave just for that play.
And the one that's blacker than him is George Washington.
Yeah, I'm sure they really appreciate that. But no, man, it's easy to say right now that Israel's a parasite. It's almost fashionable online.
Oh yeah.
And it's correct. It's 100% correct. But do you have the courage to admit that the military is a parasite and has been at the very least since World War II?
Well, is that much easier to say than Israel? Because at least Israel has the like specter of the Holocaust threat attached to it. I'd like to think that'd be the point.
I don't think conservatives could ever bring themselves to admit this about the military.
Oh, as far as the military is concerned, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can, like, I mean, if you've ever watched Caleb Hammer, which I don't watch much, but I see clips shared.
Caleb Hammer.
He's a financial auditor, and he like it's like a Jerry Springer show. It's like Have the Freak Show.
Oh yeah, great stuff.
You know, but like every one of these fucking losers is like, yeah, I'm on military disability for nothing.
The newest
nothing.
The newest one he had, a guy was on military disability, and it's very clear that he didn't mess up. He's just taking the easiest path humanly possible and almost gaming the system to his favor. Like
they basically give it to you half the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I'm on military disability. I strained my wrist jerking off in the fucking barracks. Like,
yeah.
It was gooning too hard in the barracks. And next thing you know, carpal tunnel. And that, I mean, you know.
Let's see. Maybe I can find. And what's really funny about that's one, like it was like a husband-wife couple, and the girl looks like this typical SJW, but it's very clear the man is running the relationship because he's just laying back and relaxing, making her do all the work. Like, how super patriarchal of you.
Well, there's an old saying that the more outwardly patriarchal a society is, the more they're actually matriarchal. And the inverse of that. I mean, think of like Italians or Mexicans or even blacks, right? They're all about this machismo, right? And yet every one of them is like terrified of their mother or their sister or their grandmother, and usually their wife.
Why is that? Why is it we can never? Is that just a modern phenomenon, or is it's just like a thing where
I think that's just something inherent to us. There's just a balance when things, you know, when on the outside of the family it goes to one extreme, it tends to go to the other on the inside. I think that's just part of, I don't know. I think that's just the ebb and flow of fucking life. I don't know.
I guess like the joke of how Jews vote Democrat. Yeah, they live the most conservative lives.
Yeah. Or, Republicans preach family values and their sex scandals are always hilarious.
And they suck too. Why can't they have why can't they go like King Solomon and have a harem? But no, it has to be something weird kink.
Like Kristi Noem's husband putting on giant fake tits.
Oh, that was
sending money to FinDom. Send 25,000 to FinDom.
Oh yeah, she's cheating on him, and he decides to express himself in the dumbest way possible.
You know what? He's a piece of shit. He's a liar. He is an absolute Israel shill. And if it were up to me, he would be executed for treason. So let me make this clear before I say that. Not a Ted Cruz fan. But Ted Cruz, his quote-unquote sex scandal that sort of just got ignored after a while because he got lost in the shuffle, but he got caught liking a bunch of fucking porno vids on his Twitter account. And the porno vids were what's called Cut Queen. And that is, again, because I'm a degenerate piece of shit, I'll explain this to you. That is where you are fucking another woman while making your wife watch. Which is just really based. Like just fantastic, Ted. No one is without redeeming qualities. And I'm like, excellent taste, sir. Excellent taste. Right? Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only Republican where the sex scandal wasn't just hilarious.
Okay, that's a general.
Has Beckloff heard of the Alaskan pipeline? We brought that up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, don't bother looking up. You don't need to know what it is.
If I feel the need to look up porn, it's gonna be some Cut Queen shit, or it's gonna be two redheads mushing pussies together or something. Which, of course, I would not be looking up such terrible things. I'm a good Christian boy, but if I were, it would be something along those lines. It's not going to be Kristi Noem's husband with giant, ridiculous fake hooters.
And the dumb part about that, he was paying for people to tell him that he was paying for the privilege to tell people to do that. Like, what the heck, dude? Have a little self-respect there. Maybe that's why he was so depressed and so miserable that it was the only thing he had.
Isn't being married to Kristi Noem humiliating enough?
Because heaven knows she's not giving you attention. Like,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised she didn't make him dress up like a dog while she threatened to shoot him.
Do you know the channel Base Camp?
I don't think I do.
Well, they did do a little research into what it is, and apparently, while she was going off cheating on him, his time was just being in this danky little insurance salesman office. It's like it was such one of those depressing things you ever seen. It's like, he was doomed to end up where he ended up.
So she's cucking him while he's putting on giant fake tits. Oh my God. Republican sex scandals are hilarious. Do you think he had to wear the fake tits while he watched Kristi Noem get piped? Because she knew. I don't believe for a moment she didn't know. I don't believe for a moment that this man is moving $25,000 around and she's oblivious to it. I don't believe for a moment you don't notice the fucking the fucking fake tit suit, like it's on the set of an Eddie Murphy movie from the 90s. Like, you don't notice that hanging in a fucking closet. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy he did this shit under her nose. Okay? The fucking ridiculous Iron Man armor suit of fake titties he has to put on alone. I feel like he could not hide. We all joke that it's probably like AOC's husband that watches her get piped, but here we go. The fucking Republicans do it instead. For all we know, that goofy bastard with AOC really knows how to lay pipe. Maybe he was the fun fucking Kristi Noem. They're all degenerate trash. They really are. Our leaders are the fucking worst. It's terrible. You can't just be banging the secretary. Like, what? Like you said, why can't you just have a harem of little 20-year-old girls?
I mean, imagine it's difficult to manage. I mean, can you imagine the gossip on that?
I mean, I miss the good old days when the president just had the chubby, cute intern suck his cock. Like,
I mean, Kennedy supposedly had Madonna.
yeah, Kenny was fucking Marilyn Monroe. And then the CIA made it look like an overdose. I don't think Marilyn Monroe was that good of a lay, though, Luke. You know why? She's reportedly, it's a story, who knows, maybe it's not true, but supposedly after she had fucked Kennedy for the first time, she said, now that's the last dick I should have to suck. Now, to me, I don't know, I prefer a woman that enjoys that than one that feels it's some sort of duty or obligation. So I don't think she was actually that good of a lay. I'm going out on a limb.
She was a little too puritanical, not by nature.
Yeah, not didn't enjoy it quite as much. It's the reason why everybody like a lot of guys are like, Sabrina Carpenter doesn't do it for me, but Sydney Sweeney does, and it's like they're basically physically on equal levels of hotness. But Sabrina Carpenter seems like a giant pain in the ass. And Cindy Sweetie seems really, really fun.
She seems.
And the really, really fun one always wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to check, see if we got any super chats, and then we'll probably wrap up. Went on for about an hour. Oh, I missed that dog. I got to tell you, Luke. I missed that dog.
Yeah.
It was my dad's dog, but I was very clearly his second favorite person. He was a little scrapper. Loved to pick a fight with me, so I'd wrestle him. Loved to just fuss with me till I got him good. Oh, and for a while when I was still streaming downstairs, I went through a phase where I was giving him rawhides to try and shut him up, keep him quiet while I stream. And it got to a point where, like, if I sat down on the mic and just fired it up, he could be sleeping soundly, right? Mm-hmm. The moment I said, all right, chat, how we doing? He perked up and went nuts and wanted a rawhide.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, it's rawhide time. Excellent. I can't wait. It's time for a pig's ear or a rawhide. Hell yeah. Mm. All right. Well, doesn't look like we got any super chats for right now. Checking.
Here's some fun political news. Ilhan Omar might be deported because she lied about her immigration status.
Oh, good God, fuck her, man. I've never hated AOC because I just don't hate her. I mean, she's kind of hot, but at least for Congresswoman standards. But it ain't even that. She just seems legitimate. You know, she seems like a true believer. She just seems wrong and misguided more than evil. You know what I mean? Yeah. All that said, we should just send back the little Muslim girl's head. Like, fuck her. She's awful. She's terrible. To hell with her.
They're not even saying that she's allegedly lied on her immigration. No, they're saying, oh, no, she did.
She was married to her brother. It's how she got in here. Like, though maybe she was just married to her brother anyways. Maybe this is how they do it. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Islam does not smile on that level of incest because first cousins are fine.
Well, I mean, at least they're being reasonable.
Keeping it in the family.
Islam is like, well, stepmom porn is fine, but it's got to have the step on it. All right. I know none of the actors are related to each other anyways, but still, have a little restraint.
I don't want to comment on that.
This is why Pastor Tom doesn't come on the show.
It's probably for his own sanity. He has enough problems, things to worry about.
He's like, it's just always got to get unhinged. All right.
But I want to make a comment, but I don't want to sound like I know too much than I do.
Looks like I don't know. What is pornography? I've never heard of it.
But if I happen to make the observation, there seems to be an unusual influx of incest stuff.
I don't know, man. Is that... I don't know. Is that people trying to force things on you? I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, I want to say it might be the industry saying it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't follow it that well, or that well at all, for that matter.
I don't know if I really buy that the industry pushes shit.
No,
I don't know, man. I feel like the porn industry is responding to people's ids more than like there's a reason like forced diversity never really works in porn. You know what I mean? There's the black shit for the cucks and all, but it's like you don't see like Indians in porn. You know what I mean?
Although they are sponsoring the diversity stuff.
I don't know that I've ever seen an Indian dude in porn, though. And very, very few Indian women. And they were the high class ones that look mostly white.
And if the 4chan memes are to be believed, the Indians are supporting all this.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just feel like if anything, that's like one of the few entertainment industries that's just honestly giving people what they want. Even if what they want is terrible. It's just
I mean, humans are diverse enough for any kind of perversion, so it's just in there. You just put out, it's probably the few truly capitalistic endeavors that people want to put out there. Although why people pay for pornography makes no sense to me in this day and age.
Yeah, I feel like you get a lot of it pretty cheap.
Although if it's free, they're probably tracking USB, not your IP address or something.
I like that meme I saw on Reddit where it was like someone's porn collection. It was just this giant stack of DVDs and all. I think I shared it on Twitter once, and I'm like, well, I'm just happy to see someone supporting physical.
That's true. The old school. Nothing. No school like the old school, I guess.
There was a comic book shop in middle of New Jersey, not close to the city, but like kind of the middle of the state. My buddy and I had hit a couple of comic book shops on like a road trip this time. And this one store, this was mid 2000s, you know, I mean, this was like W was in office kind of shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he had like a back room, like old video stores used to have, right? And you go back there and it's nothing but porno mags, but like all bag and boarded. And they and he had like Playboy, which you'd expect because that is a real magazine that has a collector thing. And I mean, some of them going back to like early 70s, late 60s. And he had like Penthouse and even Hustler, but then he had like all the fly-by-night ones that you like slut teens or like hot sluts or you know big asses or you know like Al Bundy used to read Bigums. You know what I mean? Like just, he had all those porno mags for like the 80s and 90s that like the whole last 5 pages are phone sex ads, like those ones. The Gen X in the audience, they know what I'm talking about. Millennials, you know what I'm talking about. You found one in the woods. You know what I'm talking about, millennials. You found one in the woods at one point. The porno fairy left it. All through the 80s and 90s, the porno fairy used to leave porn in the woods for teenagers to find.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do that anymore. I think she was killed. I think she was killed in 9/11. She worked for the Pentagon. But like back in the day, porno fairy used to leave like porno mags in the woods for you to find. But those kind, he had this whole back issue bin of all that shit. Comic book stores are amazing, Luke. I cannot even if you don't like comic book stores, they are amazing because like almost there's really no comic book store chains. I think there's one shitty one that appears in some malls. Third Eye down in Annapolis has a bunch of satellite stores. You could almost call that a chain. But generally speaking, every comic book store is some weird small business run by some goofy bohemian eclectic nerd. Comic book store. Like, I will go anytime I travel. If I have time, I am going to go to a local comic book store because that is Americana on display.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, there's one nearby where I live, and it's just fun. It's just like, and it's also, it doubles as a gaming area. So when I went there, they were playing. I think they were. What were they playing? I want to say it was Warhammer, but it might have been something else.
Oh yeah, there was one not too far from me in the Granite Run Mall, which is now gone. But they had this huge display in the window of like all this like Warhammer shit with like giant like fortresses that are like 4 feet tall off the display. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they would do huge tournaments to where like if I'm trying to buy a fucking comic while they're doing the tournaments, they're like annoyed that I want to get checked. Like, oh, can I get this trade? I guess because they were making money hand over foot off those tournaments. But yeah, man, true Americana. I love traveling to a new comic book store. Anytime if I won the lottery, I would travel this country for months on end, just drive until I don't want to anymore and get a hotel room. And one of those things, every time I'm stopping in a town, I'd be like, is there a comic book store? Let's look it up online. I don't mean, some of them are shit and they suck. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying they're all different. They're all so different. There's no real universal template for a fucking comic book store. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. We've gone on a little longer than I even intended. Luke, thanks as always for being here.
Always fun.
We'll be here next week, God willing, 8 p.m. Wednesday. And that's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank everybody for watching. Beglo out.